Okay, mainline Kirby 25th anniversary stuff is out of the way. Now it's time to go through all of the spin-offs. Let's begin with Kirby's Pinball Land on the Game Boy in 1993. As it suggests, and as you're seeing now, this is a pinball game with Kirby being the ball, you shooting him around, doing all the normal pinball stuff. It's a good pinball game. There's not much to say about it. There's a lot of Kirby things about it, a lot of enemies, bonuses and whatnot. It's pretty fun. Next, Kirby's Dream Course came out for the Super Nintendo in 1995. It is essentially a golf game. You shoot Kirby around this 3D maze, kind of, sort of, and then he goes into little pits as he's fighting enemies to advance to the next level. It is a pretty novel golf game. It's kind of a very stretched to even call it a golf game, but that's that. Next we have Kirby's Avalanche for the Super Nintendo in that same year of 1995. So this never released in Japan because it's actually based off a Japanese Nintendo game as well called Super Puyo Puyo. Look at this, same exact gameplay, just sprite differences. I don't know why it was changed to Kirby's Avalanche in the West. Probably because we never got the Super Puyo Puyo games or the Puyo Puyo games. We're more of a Tetris people over here in the West apparently. Kirby's Block Ball released for the Game Boy in 1996. This is essentially like Arkanoid. Kirby turns into a ball again, and you use him to break bricks and fight enemies, kill everybody, you move on to the next round, etc, etc. Next, Kirby Star Stacker released for the Game Boy in 1997, which also had a remake on the SNES a year later, exclusive to Japan, known as Kirby no Kira Kira Kids. It is also kind of like Tetris or Kirby's Avalanche, but it's more kind of puzzle based. You're not really trying to make a bunch of stacks, you're trying to clear the course essentially with what's below. It's fine. Kirby Tilt and Tumble released for the Game Boy Color in 2001. It is impossible for me to emulate because there's an accelerometer in the cartridge that lets you assume the position of Kirby being a ball again and using him to guide through these little mazes. Kind of like Dream Course, I guess, a little bit with Pinball Land. It's fine, I have played it, but I'm just not able to capture it. And finally, his last true spin-off was Kirby Air Ride for the GameCube in 2003. Pretty much from there on, the gimmicks have continued through the main games, which I mentioned in the last retrospective. And this is essentially a pure racing game in the style of, I guess, Mario Kart, where you're on different clouds or stars and you can sometimes transform into classic Kirby characters to fight off your opponents. It's pretty cool, and that's pretty much what I have to say about these spin-offs. They're all novel and a little cool. It's great that they went there. Probably the best is Kirby Air Ride and Kirby's Pinball Land, because I just love pinball games and Kirby or Mario Kart spin-offs. So if you can find those, give them a shot. If not, look at the mainline games, but you know, that's it. So once again, happy 25th anniversary to Kirby. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Did you know that was a ReActionExaminer video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tumble, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course, you should support me on Patreon because, hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.